a podcast where you don't need an invite to join the conversation. Welcome to Add Me to the Group Chat. I want to stop right now in this episode and tell you to subscribe or follow. Just takes 5 seconds wherever you're tuning in from. Literally, you can do it right now while I'm talking. Just scroll around, hit the follow button, or if it's on the YouTube platform, you can hit subscribe. The more subscribers and follows, it shows that the podcast is growing and that you love it, and they will push it out the platform to more people to listen and tune in. Thank you so much for doing that. It really means a lot. And if you have extra 30 seconds, leave us a review or a comment. You are the best. Let's get back to today's episode. Hi, you guys. Welcome to Add Me to the Group Chat. So excited that you're here. I just turned 40. That's crazy. February 7th was my birthday. We actually went out of town and we had a really good time. So our out of town trips are literally nothing. Relax, chill, relax, chill, relax. Like that's the vibe the whole time. And it feels very surreal to be 40, but I'm really happy to be 40. I just think, I'm like, how have I actually been on this planet for 40 years? Like that, that feels weird. Like when you think about it, I'm like, that's a really long time. And sometimes I just feel like, have I even been here 20 years? Like when you really sit and process it, but then when you like do the calculations, you're like, oh, I've been married for over 18 years. Oh, I think it was 19 years. I think this April will be 19. Anyways, we've been married a long time. Previously to that, we were dating for 4 years. So that's a long time too. And then we have kids, like they're old. And anyways, it just feels really surreal that I am 40 because another reason is that obviously like we are believers. God is our whole world. Like, like he is amazing, like amazing. And I just think he's blessed me with another year. I have a purpose here and I'm going to be here until I have fulfilled my purpose, and that's really cool to think about too. And I pray with my boys every night. And one of the things we say as a family, I really say this a lot. I'm like, we are going to be together until we're over 100. And so then Alan was doing the math on when we're 100 and then the kids, how old they would be, like all the things. I'm like, oh my gosh. But I just want to live a long life, and I want to be my best self. And sometimes people are like 30s are your best self. I really, truly felt like 30s were awesome, but I know 40s are going to be that much better because you know yourself more, you're more grounded. Like there's a lot. So we're going to dig in today to all of the things, but I did want to hit on what I actually did because as I even create content like this and the podcast and all that, it really is almost like this capsule of our life, and storytelling and bringing you in on this, bringing you a part of the conversation too. Now that we have our phone line, y'all, that's so lit. I'm excited. I just think it's going to take a minute for y'all to catch on to that. Our views are a little low. Obviously, our audience is not as large. Like, this is a growing place. And I'm okay with that. Like, I don't feel any type of way. I am just excited to curate a podcast and have all this. Like, I just think it's really amazing and fun. We have really cool upcoming guests this year too, even women that have reached out that are interested in being on the podcast to share their story. So it just becomes a whole thing. And when you have a media team, things change for your podcast. They are getting you guests, and depending on the guest, that's how the podcast ends up taking off because that person has an audience themselves, and that kind of brings in people. So it just really, it's a beast that you just feed. And so I know what it takes to consistently just show up online. Sometimes it's a slow grow and it's a slow build, and I'm cool with that. But right now at my age at 40, I want to start off with, am I where I thought I would be? And that's a no. I really thought I would be at a different place at this stage of my life. My previous career, I had a different mindset But where I am now, made a decision 5 years ago, I'm going to build my own personal brand. I want to be solo. That's it, right? Build my own team, do my own thing in-house. And I am so grateful to where I am right now, because one of the things I said when I was younger, when Alan and I were dating and when we were newly married, because it was 4 years of marriage before we even had children. So we really had a minute to figure each other out, you know? And I said, I want to be with my kids. I want to raise my kids. I want to be at home. I want to drop them off and pick them up from school. I want to be the one at the field trips. I want to be the one volunteering. Like, I want to be available to do that. I never wanted to be the parent that was not hands-on. And I know everybody's life is very different. Some parents are very hands-on, but they're in an office all day. So, I mean, and then their kids are at school and then after school, and that's fine. Like, that's how their life works out and how they've created it. But I know for Alan and I, it was really big for us to be as present as possible as parents. And we have some cool things coming up this year too that we're going to slowly talk about as we see fit as a family, but we're looking forward to bringing you in on that too. So yeah, I don't know, stay tuned. Lots to come that we have in the plans and that we are physically doing and talking about and working all the kinks out now ourselves. And I know we'll eventually bring that up to the pod. So, because I know it's going to be helpful to the mommies, the women, the families, all the things that tune in, very relatable things. But what did we do for my 40th? So I can remember and not forget ever, because the older you get, your mind blanks and it's really real. I never thought how real it would feel, but it feels so real because I'm like, I literally don't know what I did last year. What did we do? Thankfully, we live in a life where we do have our phones and technology, because anything, videos or photos that we have captured, it really showcases our life, you know. It's like a little movie that we all have on our devices. So I'm obsessed with that. But every single birthday, we do this for birthdays, not necessarily anniversary, which is crazy that we don't do this for our anniversary, because most people are opposite. They celebrate their anniversary every year, but birthdays are kind of like mid. Well, birthdays are a big deal to me because I'm like, we are alive a whole nother year. That's wild. And obviously our anniversary is very special to us, but we don't take a trip. You know, we do trips through the year on stuff that are cool, but we don't necessarily take it during that physical week or weekend of our anniversary. But for our birthdays, we surprise each other. And Alan has had this trip planned for over 2 years. Last year, we were not able to go away for my birthday because Alan's mom had passed. And that was so, so sad for our whole family and shook everybody. But we just had to postpone and move out the trip. So this trip that we physically took has been on the books for over 2 years. And we always end up going to the mountains typically. And that is very serene and peaceful and calming. If you could choose, I think people say this a lot. They're like, would you rather, I wanted to make sure the audio was still recording because I'm like, here by myself. I'm like, am I recording it? So I had to look down. Would you rather beach or mountains? I've always said beach. Like, I'm a beach girl. I want to sit on the sand. I want to roll around in the sand. I want to get in the water. I want to bake my skin until I'm bronze. I love it. But I love it during the heat, not cold weather beach. No, I'm not one of those where I'm like, oh, let me put on a sweatshirt and go walk the beach. No, I want to be in a bathing suit in the heat, in the sun. And I want to just like, oh my gosh, it does wonders for my skin. So, and for my soul, like it just feels so good. I do not like swimming in the ocean though. So anyways, I say all that because Alan is a mountain guy. Like, he does not like the sand. He does not want the sand getting on his feet to his vehicle. He is like, if I have sand in my car, I'm going to lose my mind. When we went to Hawaii, that was one of the funniest things because sand was everywhere. It was everywhere we went. And, but we just embraced it because it's a mental thing. If you know it's coming, then it is what it is. But he loves the mountains. And so also thoroughly enjoy the mountains because when we go, it's cooler. We don't really go to the mountains when it's hot. We've done that several trips and like camping or whatever and the creek and all that. And the kids love it, or tubing down the river and stuff. Super cool. But we enjoy a cool mountain experience is our go-to. And we always get a really super dope Airbnb. Now, let me just tell you, we are very particular. The Airbnbs have to have a hot tub, and it needs to be more of a private area. And we don't want neighbors too close because that's annoying to hear other people. Ugh. I'm like, I don't want anybody on this mountain with us. No. We just want a very private spot. We want the view to be epic. We want to see a beautiful view. I don't want to look and see immediately trees and then no view. Like, we want a view. And so every spot that we have has a beautiful view and has a hot tub. And then inside the actual Airbnb is a TV that's like huge at the bed, because we love to veg out and watch shows constantly. We take advantage of the downtime and we binge watch a series, something we've never seen or heard about. We'll find it, up until the time we're kind of searching stuff and really keeping an ear out if there's a movie or a series that we want to get into. That is a thing. So the bed has to be super big, plush, comfy, all the things. Even though I bring like all my own stuff to make it extra fluffy and fun, I just want a cozy bed. Today's sponsor for this episode is Like Butter. That is my personal brand. I have been growing my personal brand for many years, but recently came out with my own body care line, which is Like Butter, LYKBUTTAH, and it is so magical. We have body scrubs, body soaps, body sprays, which is a fragrance mist, and a body butter, and it feels so magical on your skin. It really allows you to have a reset for your morning, afternoon, or your night. Whenever you take your bath or shower time, take your Like Butter products and enjoy. Go to Like Butter right now and go ahead and shop our product collection. You can get the Reset collection. It is full of amazing essentials in a cute bag. So all you have to do is take that bag to the bathroom with you and you are set, and it's easy to travel with. Go ahead and enjoy Like Butter, and I love you so much. Thank you, and leave us a review when you do try our products. You're the best. Let's get back to today's episode. So that's a thing. It has to have a huge garden tub. We've not stayed in all Airbnbs with a big tub because some just don't have it. Some are super cool and no tub, but they do have a hot tub. So we're like, So about, I would say 80% of the time, we always have a huge tub. And it needs to have an awesome shower, because we need to take a shower at the same time. So it's ideal to have multiple shower heads. So we're always looking for that. Do you see how particular we are? We're like, ugh. And then we need to just have like a cozy environment. So the shower is a big thing. Tub inside's a big thing. The bed where the TV is a big thing. The hot tub on the porch, the view. Those are like our things. Then we always get in town. We go to the grocery. We stock up on all the things. We kind of shop like college kids. We're getting stuff that we don't typically eat. But it's just like fun to have. This actual go around, we ate things because I just don't have much of an appetite. Like, I want to eat, but I'm not like trying to snack. So our grocery bill is like cut in half. But we went and got all the things that we love, whatever we wanted. And we end up cooking a couple times. We have breakfast in-house several times, and then just like snacky things, something sweet. Typically my sister normally makes a dessert, and we buy that from her and take something. So that is our thing. And it is so peaceful. And then we always get pedicures the day we arrive. So we have found a spot that we love so much. I can talk about it on my IG story. So go check that out, or I can tag it below or something. I don't know. But anyways, I will try to link some stuff for you guys. We did talk about, we're going to do a podcast on some of the cool Airbnbs we've stayed at, link the ones that we've actually stayed at, and rate them and tell you all the things, because we have some favorites and some duds. You just don't know until you go, really. But I mean, you really do try to check all the boxes for what is available. And then, so pedicures on the way in, that's a must. And Alan gets pedicures all the time. Like that's a thing that we do. He's not against it at all. He actually loves it. And so we go do that. And then we have a company that comes that's local too in the mountains to where we travel to that come to the Airbnb. They come to you for a massage. And so we always have a couples massage. We have gone to places. Typically when I book our stuff, I take us to a spot because Alan always books the other people, and I'm like, I feel like he'll get the email of like, oh, it's booked. I don't know. I just like, we'd really try to be very like, you don't know what's happening, even though we kind of know the staples, But anyways, they come to the house and they're so fun because they've known us for years. Every time they come in, they're like, hi again, it's your birthday. So anyways, they just know who we are. So that's really fun. And so they come to the house and we do a 90-minute. Every time we do get a massage, we always do a 90-minute. I don't think anything less than that is worth it, to be honest. I mean, I know sometimes you're like pushed on time and that's just like maybe they don't offer something, or maybe you're trying to do multiple sessions of something at the spa, but we do a 90 and it's really nice. And we stay in the house that whole day and just chill. And then the next day, so the day we arrive, we go do our stuff out in town, pedicures, grocery store, whatever, shops if we want to. The next day is typically massages come to the house and we're chilling and relaxing. The following day, we'll get out for several hours, go shopping and do some fun stuff in town, maybe eat, maybe not. And then the next day we check out. So that's kind of like how it goes, but it's so nice. So we just got back from the mountains and it was awesome. And I love, before we always go though, if you're like this too as a parent, I want to celebrate my birthday with my kids, and I make their birthdays really special too. Like Alan and I really prioritize like how we want to make their birthdays special, but I like to do the same thing for me and like to do the same thing for Alan. So we always do like a birthday dinner and like a birthday cake and songs and balloons and all the things. And so that's what we did too before we went out of town. And then, we kind of celebrate all month long for February. My birthday's not over. Like it was on the physical day of the 7th, but girl, hello, we got a whole month. And so I actually I don't always do like a party, but I am because I'm 40. So I have a party coming up too. So we do that. And, it's just very much like everybody's mindful of it is somebody's birthday month, like just trying to be very mindful of that person. So that was my 40th. And I want to know how you celebrate your 40th. Call into our phone line, leave a message on not your 40th, but how do you celebrate your birthday? Are birthdays big to you guys as a couple? Is it anniversaries? Kind of share a little bit about how you celebrate. And I would love to bring that up on the podcast. So the number's always in the show notes. So just call in. You don't have to say your name at all on it either. So it can be definitely anonymous. But you can say your name if you want to, and we will play it on the pod and chat about it. So we're going to get into some questions about 40. So what surprises me the most about turning 40? Honestly, I think what I said when I opened the pod was, I just feel like it's really surreal that I've been alive for 40 years. Because when I think about 40, I'm like, oh, I remember when my mom turned 40, So I just think for me, I'm like, that's wild. And so that surprises me that I'm here, and I'm thankful for that. I'm so thankful for that, especially as a parent. And I'm like, I just want to be here forever. My energy has shifted, and I feel like at 38, my energy started shifting. But last year, I noticed a dip for real, because I was like, my body feels different. My hormones are wild. So I started entering like the premenopausal state, and that was really shocking to me and my physical self. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got to change something. So that's when, if you don't know this about me, but I started like GLP-1. So I used tirzepatide, and it's been a game changer for my physical health. And even though I'm very mindful of my health in general, but that surprised me because I was like putting on weight. I did not expect that at all, because I've always been one to maintain a good body weight. And I've never struggled with like weight gain, weight loss, like major, unless I was pregnant. And, but just because I just was putting on weight. So that was a really big shift for me and super shocking. I would say confidence wise at this age, I am more confident because I mentally know where I'm at in life, what I'm willing to do, what I'm willing not to do. So I just feel like nobody can tell me nothing. It was so funny because the birthday morning or whatever, Alan's like, happy birthday, whatever. We're like talking about everything and I'm like, you know what? I was like, I just feel so good. And I was getting sassy. I'm just getting sassier with age. And I was like, clapping. I was like, yes, nobody tell me nothing. Yes. Click, click, click. All this crazy stuff. And he's like, yeah, I can see you're really more mature these days. Like, I'm like, I just feel like I am unstoppable. I don't care what it is, and I'm very clear on that. So that's a part of the confidence that I have now at this age. I'm like, I don't care what you think, you saying to me or whatever. I am who I am, and I'm good with that. Like, I think when you're younger, you are so worried about other people and what they think about you. And I'm like, I don't give two craps about what you think about me. I go out more now, bum clothes, no makeup, hair up on my head. And you could put me in a room with someone that's like well put together and I still feel fabulous because I just feel it in my being. It's weird. Anyways, so maybe at that age you just feel, I don't know. It was kind of like at 39. I just felt it, some type of way. What I care way less about now is what I kind of just said. I'm kind of rolling these into each other, but it really is about not caring about other people's opinion on me. And I'm good with that. When I was younger too, people would be like, oh my gosh, you wear makeup all the time, or you're always in heels, or you're always dressed up. And I was, because of my profession, what I did. And now I am such in either I'm in a business role, I'm in mommy role, I'm in bum role, I'm in I could give two rats role. Like, I'm just like, I really submerge myself in whatever I'm doing. I don't feel like I'm trying to be all things at one time. I'm like, this is where we're at. This is how it is, and I just soak that up. And I present myself, I feel like the same with every single person. If you see me online or you see me in real life, I am the same person. If you see me at a family gathering or here by myself at home, like, I am the same person. And I really like that. So anyways, that's how I am. But yeah, anyways, saying yes, out of guilt, I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore. Leaning into saying no. I used to constantly be almost to a fault that I would just be like, yes, we can do something. So here's a good example, especially as a parent. You get invited to stuff with your kids. Can we hang out this weekend, or can we meet up, whatever? And honestly, back in the day when the kids were younger, the boys wanted to be active. Like, they still do want to be active, but it was a more, I don't know. It was just more in our face about like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Can we go somewhere? Can we go somewhere? Now the boys are older and they obviously want to be very active and do stuff, but they love being home. Not like, our boys are not video game kids. They are kids that are out in the woods, chopping down trees, building forts, making fires, grilling hot dogs. I hate to even say it, but they will kill something outside and put it on the fire and eat it because their older cousin has taught them how to do that. Like, so disgusting. It grosses me out so bad. And I mean, that is what they do. They love that. And so I know that they love being home and they love doing stuff here. And we've created a home environment where we have things here for them to do. And so I say all that because when they were younger, they did love to play and be active and go different places. But now we're just like, no, like, we're good. Like, I also am very honest with my friends. Like, if we do get invited to go somewhere, I'm like, no, I'm going to stay home and chill. I want to watch shows today. Or no, I'm going to stay home. I have some work to do, or I'm going to organize the kitchen. No, I'm cool to say no. And I think the older I am getting, the more I lean into that. Not in a mean way. I'm just like, I don't want to do anything that I don't truly, not that I don't want to do it or don't enjoy it. I know my boundaries, and I know my mental space, and when I want to do stuff or when I don't want to do stuff. And so, yeah, I would say that's a big thing too. I lean into no's, and I don't feel guilty at all, sometimes too, it's not necessary to explain the choices that you've made, but sometimes I think it is nice when they are your friends. I also don't have, how do you say this? I don't have like fake friendships. I guess that's what I was trying to avoid to say it that way, because that's sometimes like sounds ugh, but I don't have relationships that aren't genuine, that they're not 50-50. Like, it takes as much effort to have a friendship with me as I know I need to lean in to have a friendship with you. So I meet my friends always like that. I always am mindful of, I will reach out and ask, how are they doing? All that stuff too. So I feel like at this age, I respect friendships more than I ever have. Like, I have really kept the same core friends forever. But as I've gotten older, I've met several amazing women that have become really great friends of mine that I would consider like truly best friends. And so I'm thinking like, no, these people are my ride or dies. They don't judge me for who I am, how I am. And I feel safe speaking my truth around this person. And so I have really good, genuine friendships. And so I lean into more, those are the people I'm kind of explaining my no to, like, no, I'm not going to go, girl, because I ain't got time for that. No, I'm just like, no, this is what I'm going to be doing, whatever. And it's not like, oh, you should go, wah. It's not. It's like, okay, yeah, do your thing. And it is what it is. Like, there's just respect across the board. So I love that. What I care way more about these days, and this is funny to say, because as I say that out loud, I think I don't want to ever say this in a way that I've never cared about it, because I've always cared about this. But now at this age, we have one opportunity. We have one life. And I want to lean into that. So I care way more about my marriage more than ever, because Alan is my person. We have been together for so long, and I care about his happiness and everything in between. I just am like, I know how important that is. And I think the older you get, you realize like, oh, people lose their spouses and it's so sad. Now they don't have them, and they are potentially in a position where they're like, I wish I would have XYZ. And I'm like, I don't ever want to feel that way. Like, and that's not how I am. Like, deep down, my soul, my heart, that's not how it is. Like, I care so much about my marriage. So that's why we really try to be as mindful as possible. But we are very much in a reality of like, raising children is very stressful. Work environment is very stressful, like day-to-day life stuff. And that definitely can bog down my mind, but we are each other's first priority. So I care way more about that these days for sure. And my boys, my kids are just like, oh my gosh, my everything. Even when we're out of town, I'm talking to them 3 or 4 times a day. I'm like, FaceTiming. Thank goodness for FaceTime. Oh my gosh, I love it. Want to know what they're doing. Talk to them morning, talk to them before they go to bed, talk to them midday. Like, you know what I mean? Just a little catch up, just to see them and hear from them, whatever. And like let me just tell you how much I care as a parent to be the best I can be to them, is that I even ask them, what do you want for groceries this week? Like, if you do this as a parent too, I love this. But sometimes I don't think my parents ever asked me what I wanted from the grocery store. Like, when I really think about it, like, we're just in a different time. But it was like, what are some things and we do online shopping, so I can just do it from an app, and it's so great. But like, physically going in a store, no, get your hands back. Okay. They got everything eye level for these dang kids. But I'm like, what do you want from the grocery store? What's one meal that you want this week? And I ask everybody, like, what's their one thing that they would want me to cook this week? what are things, where should we go on our next trip? Oh, we're going to do this at the house. What do you think about that? Like, I just bring them in on stuff. Like, I'm like, us four, we are the core. So we've got to be very mindful of each other. And I just care so much about them. I'm a nut job about hygiene. I'm a crazy person about keep your room together. I want them to be organized. Does it always work out that way? No, it doesn't. No, because they're your children. But I just want the best for them, however that looks, and I just care so much about them. They're just so sweet. And I love watching, they are wild though. And I love watching shows with them. Like right now we're watching like American Idol. And then, what is the other one? It is, I want to say something talent. It's on Netflix too. It's been around for, show something. Dang it. I can't even think of the name. I'll have to look it up. But like we have shows that we watch together as a family. So we just try to be mindful of like spending as much time together. We eat right here in the lounge. Y'all, we have a massive dining room table in the other room. And it's a wood solid. Like we have really invested in these nice tables that we can have forever and ever and ever. But when everybody's here, we eat at the big table. But like us four, we always sit here in the lounge and have dinner together. So every night we have dinner together. If it's here or we have to eat out because we're doing something with sports, but we always have dinner together. And yeah, that's really special. So my health, I care way more about than I did when I was younger. Like I think I was always thinking, I should eat better choices. But y'all, I was buying whatever from the store. I was buying vegetables and meat and everything and trying to like choose the best option. But I was not buying organic, non-GMO, non-processed food. Like I was definitely buying crap like that. And we were eating a lot of starches. And now I've switched our whole house. It's taken me a minute to do because it's not an overnight transition. But in the last year and a half, 2 years, I've switched everything to organic. I don't buy snacks. I will say this, about 90% of our home is like this because there are random snacks that I still buy that are not clean or organic, but in some food, right? But all fruit, veggies, produce, meats are clean food. And most of our snacks, that Annie's brand is really good. I buy all of those little snacks because, of course, kids want little things to snack on, so I buy those. I buy the potato chips that have the avocado oil. I don't buy the other crap, but every now and then we have a party or we have a get together, we have something. And so, yeah, you are buying or people are bringing in those things and it happens. But for most of the time, and then vitamin intake for all of us and myself included, I am like, I got to have my vitamins. I need to have all the things running through my veins to make sure I'm good and my organs are good and my brain health is good. And I know in the future, we're going to do a brain scan and do like a wellness check on our brain. Cannot remember the doctor's name that does that, but he's an older man. I think he's bald, grayish hair, maybe a little bit. I don't know. Y'all would probably know immediately from me just saying that, but he has a couple offices on the East Coast and we're going to go do a brain scan because I'm like, we've got to do that. So I just want to be very mindful of our physical and mental health. And we ask each other a lot when it comes to our mental health. I say like, how can I be a better mom? How can I be a better wife? What can I do? Different things like that. I want to ask questions because I'm not perfect. Like I definitely screw up, and so I just want to be really mindful of that. So I ask the kids, I ask Alan, we take time. Like I'm like, okay, you need a break. Go 30 minutes to your room. You're done. Like you're acting out. You need chill time. So it's just that, but also being very open to being able to speak their truth. So if they're feeling some type of way, tell me how you're feeling. What's going on? There's no judgment for it. There's always a lesson in everything though. So everything turns into a lesson. I think it's very funny because every time we're in the truck, every time, especially if it's just me and the boys, but definitely when it's all four of us, something comes up, a bickerment, an argument, or they're telling a story and, yawning, and they're telling a story. And I'm like, oh, there's a lesson in that. So Alan and I are always coming up with like a scenario of like a story to tell them. And they're like, oh, here we go. But I'm like, listen, it's in everything. So we're just, I think just being more mindful. I did say this year I was going to start therapy back for myself. I did a couple years ago try to find a therapist for the kids, like just to have someone to like, just they're like going through this stage of like growth and hormones too, of like, puberty, and it's just a lot, but we're making changes this year. And so I think it's going to be a big help for the boys. So I'm excited about that. Having personal time is huge. Those are things I care way more about. I do not feel bad if I take a rest on my couch, if I want to go to bed at 7:30, if I want to take a shower at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, if I want to sit outside in the sun, if I want to work until midnight tonight. Like, I take my time. Wherever I need fuel is where I need fuel. And I'm very aware of, I listen to my body. So those are things I care a lot about, how my house feels, and who gets access to me. So our home, every time we go to a place, a hotel or a resort or an Airbnb, we notice things that we like about it, and that's why we book it. So we have become very much, we want our home to feel like that. So we recently have done the room I'm sitting in, because this was kind of like a miscellaneous pass-through room. So we wanted to make it a very functional room. We love it. Makes everybody feel really good. And then my beauty room is stunning and I love it. My bedroom, the boys' room, like every single room has been touched and done. But we're at the phase now where we're about to do some more rooms in our home. And our fireplace room, which is our main entertainment space for the family, is about to have a whole new overhaul. So we're so excited about that because we want to make it more cozy, like a theater, and functional but stunning. I want our home to be like in a magazine type of aesthetic, Our kitchen is going to be a huge remodel. So we're just very mindful of, these are things that we have planned. These are things that we've dedicated finances for. And when the time is right, we'll do them. And so we want to feel good in our own space. And so I'm big on comfort and luxury and spending time and money on like how the eye sees everything, but also how you physically feel in the space too. So that makes me really excited. I love our space. But who has access to us? Not everybody has, needs access to us as a family either, or me. I'm like, I do have some people that, I will stop and kind of maybe take a call if they need me or something. But typically it's a DM. I don't give my cell phone number out. Or if you do have my number, we have either worked together in the past or in my recent age and growth, I've given my number out and I'm like, I actually love you as a person. Yes. And I've become close with those women. But I mean, not everybody has access like that. And that is okay. I think that sometimes when you're younger, you just want to please everybody and you want to just be in the space of everybody. Maybe you feed off of that energy. I'm the opposite of that. I don't feed off of other people's energy. I am really like an introvert, extrovert in a way. I'm like a little bit of both in a sense, but I literally don't need anybody else's energy for me to feel full. Okay. I'm a little hype on myself. So, but yeah, I mean, you really got to just set boundaries, and at this age, having boundaries is like the biggest thing ever. I'm like, you are too old. You are too grown. You are too big. Okay. To be letting people have too much access to you. So shut that door, Common things though at 40 that we just don't talk about enough. And I thought this would be really funny. But hormones, yes, let's talk about that. They are uninvited, but they come. They are called hot flashes, where your body melts from the inside out. I've started experiencing that this year, and it is the most miserable feeling ever. You can't get cool enough. Being extremely fatigued and tired. At 8 p.m., I used to work till 1 a.m. 1 a.m. some nights, because I had so much energy and my mental space was like on fire, and I just got my work done. You know, especially when you do content or you're doing things online, like your online work, it was very easy for me to work that late. Let me tell you something. 8 o'clock. It is like a beast comes into my body, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I want to be in my bed. I want the lights out. I just don't have it anymore, you know? No one tells you that. No one tells you that you're going to turn into freaking Shrek at 8 p.m. at night because you're going to be freaking exhausted and you want to eat at 4:30 p.m. with all of the Canes and Walkers people, you know? Like, that's really like, the joke is like, oh, you're eating with the senior citizens. And I'm like, that's crazy. Why are y'all eating? It's like 7 o'clock. Eat dinner at 7. No, why are you going to dinner at like 4 or 5? No, I want to eat at that time. It's beautiful to eat that early. And then I can go to bed and not feel like my stomach is so tight and full. It's just that. No one tells you about any of that. And so sleeping, though, I would say at like 37 years old, I started noticing sleep change. So the older you get, I know the sleep patterns change. But then I found some really good gummies, and I was doing THC. Or Delta 8. I was doing that. So amazing, you guys, because it would just put me in a calm state, and I was out through the night. It was great. But then I did like sleep gummies through Lemmy. Those are really, really good too. But I haven't had anything happen as far as like needing help for sleep this whole year, to be honest. I haven't taken anything, maybe one time. And I'm really happy about that. I think too, because I'm on hormone medicine right now, I'm on like this natural medication. It literally is a vitamin for hormones. I just feel like because I'm taking things now that are helping my body, I'm just able to rest better. So that really feels great. But upper and lower back pain, that is an adjustment. So let me tell y'all what I do. I take like if y'all have ever done like essential oils or things like that, but there's one that's like a heat one, right? It's like, I think they're called like Blue Heat. Some's cool. I don't know, whatever. But anyways, I roll it on my back, my upper shoulders and my whole back and my lower back. And then I lay on my heating pad. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The best feeling ever, because then I can pop my back. Oh, it's the best. But it feels so good. But I lay with the heating pad every single night. But that's how I bring calmness to my back. I'm not doing anything crazy to make my back hurt. I think it just hurts because I'm walking. I'm alive. I'm like, this is crazy. I do think, though, when I start building more muscle around my body, it's going to allow my body to feel stronger in areas. So maybe my back won't be as sore, but then it probably will be sore because I'm going to be like weightlifting more. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's all of that. But yeah, I think that just like right now, I'm also very big on like how I hold myself, like posture, because I can also tell how that affects my body and how it feels. So yeah, anyways, that's crazy. And then lighting at this age too. Nobody told me that you're going to hate lights. Okay. You're going to become a vampire. In the mornings, I don't want any lights on unless it's a very warm lamp. That's it. I want the warmth from the light, period. I don't want cool lighting in the home. I want warm. And so I have, like, I'll get up in the morning. Sometimes I have to turn my light on my phone just to like get myself to the bathroom, you know, so I'm not like tripping over my pets, because they want to be under my feet. But I'll get myself to the bathroom, and now I have a lamp now that's on my vanity right there in the bathroom. So I turn that on, Then I do all my bathroom stuff. Then I leave the bathroom. I go to my office, which is my beauty room. I turn on my lamp in there, which is a pink light. So it's just very like soft. And then I don't see myself in real light, y'all, until the sun comes up. I then come out to the kitchen and I have like warmers throughout the house, wax warmers, which I'm obsessed with. So I do turn them off at night, but during the day they're always on. And so I end up turning those on and they're just really soft. And then we tell our machine in the house to turn on certain lamps. And I'm like, that's all I need. I just need a little light, a little soft light. I don't need nothing harsh. I could not imagine how I used to get up. I used to get up and turn on lights. I would turn on the bathroom light. I would turn on my office light. I would turn on the kitchen light. And I'm like, it is 6 a.m. I don't need lights. I can do everything in the dark. The kids and Alan come out here and they are losing their mind because they can't see crap. They're like, I can't even see to make my lunch. You know, I'm like, you'll survive. You're fine. Your eyes will adjust. Anyways, I pack their lunch, but like making their breakfast or doing whatever they're doing. They drink coffee in the morning. They're obsessed with their little decaf coffee they love. So those are things that I did not expect. And loving alone time is one thing too that I think I've always appreciated. That didn't really surprise me, but I love time to myself. You know, I've been working here, like speaking of today, after school drop off, I came back home, got my work done. I've just been home by myself and people are here, but like I am just by myself. That feels really good. I know eventually once I have like more of a team and like we got to have more meetings and stuff, I just don't think I'll ever want people like in my physical home with me because I like to have my own space and do my own thing. And I work very well, like I'm very self-motivated, if that tells you anything, but I do love alone time. And I end up taking a lot of like self-care time as far as like a reset every single night for my shower. Let me tell y'all this, which is funny, and I'll have to wrap with this story. So without saying names, several friends of mine actually, I think it's just during the winter months. Tell me this too, call in and let me know how you are during the winter with showers. Okay, that's what I want to know. As a woman, how are you in the winter time when it's freezing with your shower routine? Because I do an everything shower, almost every single shower. When I say everything, I mean I am actively like I'm putting a razor to my legs. I am scrubbing my body. I'm scrubbing my nails and my toes. Like I am washing my face in the shower. I'm doing some type of treatment on either my hair or my face. And I'm just like rubbing my skin down in oil before I get out. And then I do butter and all this stuff when I get out of the shower. So my line of products, I use head to toe every single shower routine. I don't scrub every single shower routine, but I do hit my armpits because that allows the scrub to get off deodorant. And I do love hitting the high points on my skin, like elbows, knees, feet with my scrub every shower. But as far as like a head to toe body scrub, several times a week, I'm doing that. But during the winter, when we had extreme, like in the negatives, cold weather. Like, I don't even think we had negatives. I think we had like 9 degrees here in North Carolina. And we had 15 inches of snow at my house. So it was a lot of snow, honey. And it was so cold. I was skipping my shower at night and I was taking a shower in the morning because all day I was so freezing cold. I was like, I don't want to get in the shower. I want to put on my pajamas. I want to go right to bed. And then I would take my shower in the morning. So then my mindset changed and I was like, I know women shower in the morning and skip at night, or they do a shower at night in the morning. I know that. But I was like, I'm not taking a shower tonight. And I was so cool with that. I was so cool with skipping that shower. And then I took it in the morning or whatever. And I did that for almost a week and a half because we were literally home for over a week with crazy weather. But some of my girlfriends, they will go a couple days without showering. And I'm like, you are so freaking disgusting. I was like, I want to throw up. Like, I'm always saying that to them. And I'm like, gross. And I'm like, how is your body cleaning itself? But I do things like there's a brand that sells like a like a cleaner, right? For like when you're going to the bathroom, like how you clean yourself. We also use wet wipes here. Like I'm very aware of like hygiene, as I said earlier about my kids. And so like I am clean, trust and believe I'm clean. I smell good. It's nice. Right. So I was like, when I go to bed, I don't feel bad about getting in my sheets. I have not been sweating outside. I have not been to the gym. If I was, I would have been taking a shower. I have been chilling in my house. I'm good with that. Right. And so, but I think it's funny because I think some women do during the winter, they skip showers. Tell me if you do. I want to know. Call in and tell me. Because I found myself doing that of taking a couple days and skipping, but also showering in the morning, not at night. But now that I'm back into my normal routine, I'm out during the day. Oh, I'm showering at night. Like there's no way I'm out during the day, come home and not shower. Now that I will not do. But like if I'm home and it's cold, no, I'm not doing that. So anyways, I just wanted to leave y'all on that note. I was curious. But it feels really good to be 40. I am so excited about my 40s and I'm still so young, so young. And it really is surreal seeing people turning 40 and like I see like their videos and their reels and stuff online because I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, 40 seems so old, but I'm like, it's really not. So anyways, that is what I have for you at 40, what I've learned, what I'm keeping, what I'm leaving behind, what surprised me, all the things. But I thought this would be a fun episode because it really is. This is another decade that we're about to embrace. And it feels really, really cool. So thank you for being here on today's podcast. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Love you, girly. Call in. Thank your family for watching. All the things. Share this with your buddies. But anyways, I'm looking forward to hearing your voicemails and seeing you on the next episode. Anyways, thanks for listening to Add Me to the Group Chat.